of the place is, come on, come on, come on. The name of the place, they got a little place across the track. The name of the place is I Like It Like That.
Live from WOLV Studios, it's Spotlight on You with Timmy. And here's your host, Tyler Patterson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please hold your applause. Please hold the applause. No, I mean it, hold the applause. Thank you for that very, very warm welcome, friends of mine. This is Spotlight on You. It's Wednesday at 10 if you're watching us on TV, and it's Tuesday at 10 if you are here in our live studio audience. But you had to get here early. We were lined up all the way around through the elevator down outside to the Union. And we did have to turn some people away. But starting right at 10 again tonight, I'm very happy about that. That makes 4 in a row. 4 for 4 we are, starting on time. Anyway, let's just get to work. We've plenty of things happen this week. Among them on the national scene, Bill Clinton was ready to deploy 4,000 troops to send them to Zaire to help with the Rwandan refugees. He was going to send the troops to feed them. I guess hearing this, they all left. So there's no more troops. The troops won't be deployed, much to Clinton's disappointment. But since he didn't want to miss his chance to show his military prowess, he's sending the troops to conquer some other land. Dangerous, always dangerous. Acapulco. He's sending the troops to Acapulco. Thank you for that warm reception of my first joke. It can only go downhill from here, I suppose. Another thing, Bill Clinton actually is looking, he's pretty busy. He's looking for people to fill out his cabinet. And there are lots of people resigning, lots of new people, new faces, 4 more years. And rumor is that Ted Kennedy is going to receive a position. He's a senator of Massachusetts, for those of you who don't know. He's going to make a whole new cabinet position for Ted Kennedy. He's going to be Secretary of Designated Driving. That's for the highbrow humor for those of you out there. We'll start going lowbrow now. Now to MSA. Finally, after years and years, as long as I can remember, of political wrangling, they passed a child care provision for students at university. Good job to them. Now there's an opportunity for mature supervision of children while the students go to school. My first recommendation for the beneficiaries of this new program would be, well, those who need the mature supervision the most, I guess, would be MSA. So let's see here. Actually, in the elections, the Slumber Party is running a full slate of candidates this year, and one of the things on their platform, believe it or not, is they want to require that alumni stand at home football games when the students stand, and that if alumni don't like what the students are doing, that the students can react in any way they deem appropriate. They also want the University of Michigan football team to run with a Western run-and-gun style offense. I think this is just what we need. We need MSA and the Michigan football team working together. You either get football games where nobody goes, or you'll get MSA elections where no one ever wins. Actually, the last one probably would be pretty good. Another news here is, let's see. Oh yes, the monkeys. The monkeys are reuniting, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite monkeys, Davy, Peter, Mickey. There's only one problem, though. They haven't found anyone to sing for them yet. So it's going to be a little more. But anyway, we got a great show. We've got Ivan Fanovich here from Beyond the Ivy, the soap opera for WOLV. And we have Andy Shore, an MSA representative, swallowed his pride and decided to come on our show tonight. But first, we have a lecture being given by my own co-host, Kimmy.
Tyler, the lecture's for you, so you got to sit here. Okay? Thanks.
Oh, whatever could it be?
Okay, first of all, I want you to notice my Halloween spirit bag, because You know how I love Halloween. I'm just always in the spirit of Halloween.
We are too. We love it when you put on masks.
That's really funny, Wrinkle Boy. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to teach you a little about soap operas since you don't know anything about this very amazing educational medium, okay? It's like,
Great.
don't give me that sarcastic, like, political look.
No,
either,
seriously,
okay?
I really want to know. I've
Okay.
always wanted to learn about soap operas.
All right, there are some really good shows, and I watch from 1 to 4. You watch Days of Our Lives, then One Life to Live, and then General Hospital. It's like the way to go, okay? And they cover really important storylines, like they do infidelity, and a lot of the characters talk to themselves, and I like compare it to how we like look at our like inner child and expressing it out loud, and when people get possessed by the devil, just things that like topics that are like really hush-hush today that like I'm sure the government covers up, but these soap operas really tackle them and portray them in a very interesting way. And you know, these magazines that I read every week don't get enough play in today's society, okay? Like Soap Opera Update, okay? Very good magazine, and no one ever pays attention to like all the good feature stories that are written, like The Hunks, okay? Tyler, take notes, okay? Because you're just not there yet. And you, like, think you are, but you're not. Okay, all right, and, like, storylines, like, you have Marlena from Days. She was possessed by the devil, and she, like, was, like, morphing into, like, cougars and stuff like that. And, like, you just look at this, and you're like, oh, my God, that could happen to me. You know?
Yeah, well, I imagine. I mean, I've actually heard of it happening.
I know, and like it
Can
scares
I take
me
these
a little.
home and read these?
Yeah, know it, and you read them, and then we'll talk about them when you come back. But also like stuff where like, you know, people are in love with other people, and like, so in order to keep the love for themselves, they like impregnate themselves with some like random sperm that's like floating around. It's like, what? Like, can you imagine if that happened to you? What would you do? Like, what would you say?
I can't imagine.
I would be so mad. I don't know what's up with that.
No, that sounds like a horrible fate.
Yeah, so basically, like, soaps, you just have to, like, fast forward through the ugly characters, because, like, you look at them and be like, no offense, I don't want to watch a fat person having sex, okay? Like, no. I could just, like, walk into my parents if I, like, wanted to do that, okay? Like, no. Like, put on the hot studs, and, like, that'll just be like fine for me. Like the sex scenes, they're like intense. You have no idea. I like live vicariously through them, but that's just another story, and I won't like get into that now.
Thank you. Thank you for your excellent lecture, Kimmy. It's wonderful, insightful.
I need a haircut so bad.
I'll never forget it. Maybe we'll get a hairdresser
I
on
have
the show.
so many split ends. You need like something. You need like gel.
You're right. I do. But moving right along, for the joke segment, actually, not for the joke segment, we got an MSA representative on here today, and the elections are just a couple days away. So we thought it'd be a good idea to take this opportunity to show the public at large issues the Spotlight on You is concerned about. So Kimmy and I both came up with 3 issues each, which we would like MSA to address in the coming year. You have your list with you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You can go ahead and go first.
Okay. All right. Like, I know that MSA, so but where am I looking, by the way? I don't even know where I'm looking. I just want to talk to someone. Okay, anyway, like, MSA, they, like, support all these things and stuff, but, like, okay, tampons. All right, like, you go into a bathroom, and, like, they have these, like, sanitary napkins. Hello, they're like Brillo pads, okay? Us women, we want, like, comfort. We want satin touch tampons in those machines, okay? Women, am I wrong? Listen, I'm speaking from monthly experience. Cut the cardboard crap, put in the silk, silk. They don't make silk tampons. I don't know what I'm talking about. Put in satin touch, okay? Or know what I like? I like Kotex plastic, okay? They're very easy. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. If you want to put pads in, okay, don't put those like whackers. I don't
Kim?
even know what those are.
Kim?
Excuse me, just one last thing. I want those like thin light days like long, okay? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, thanks, Kim.
Sure.
Very much. Can't wait to hear the rest. Okay, for my first issue, the language requirements for the university is basically pointless. After satisfying the requirement, who among us can speak to a native speaker in that language? But I actually think that any course that requires language as a means of communication should be canceled as well. I think that's definitely an issue that's important.
Communications major should be canceled?
I think any.
That's what I am.
I think
you
all
think I'm
communications
stupid?
majors should be just knocked right
Are
out
you
of
saying
here.
I'm stupid? Tyler?
Actually, that's not what I said just then. But in fact, if you want me to say it, I can go right ahead. But anyhow, go on with the second issue there, Kimmy.
Okay. For some reason I have the giggles tonight. I don't know what's going on. I think I took a
Maybe it's your
ponytail.
tampon.
How did you know I had my period? Oh, okay. Anyway, Snapple machines. Okay, like there's all this soda and stuff, and I'm not very into carbonation, and like Snapple is very in these days. Diet Raspberry like selling like hotcakes. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Sorry about that. But anyway, you know, Arizona iced tea I happen to love. It's like my favorite, but they're like way too big and way too clunky. Where are you? Stop pointing in my front of my sign. Anyway, it's Snapple all the way.
Thank you very much, Kim. My second issue is credit card peddling. You know the free T-shirt guy in the union? Well, I think we should get rid of them because I think the university basically with the credit card peddling is teaching its students another invaluable lesson of American life. It's called debt. I've received actually phone calls over the summer from credit card companies that the university sold my name to. I'm on account of that, actually, and I sort of want all that to stop. I'm not sure who they think we are. We're not a number in any kind of financial book.
Yeah, and how annoying is it, like, when you go to a bookstore and they put all those, like, forms into your bag? You're like, hello, I just wanted books.
I agree.
Okay, my turn. Okay, the return of Entree Plus. This is huge, okay? For all of those, like, people who remember Entree Plus, I don't know the, like, age group of our viewers. I have not done the demographics yet. But Entree Plus was, like, the coolest thing ever, all right? It was, like, free everything, free food. You know what I would do? I would go to Amir's in the Union, Entree Plus, like, $89,000 worth of free, like, gift certificates, then go to Amir's on, like, Church Street or State Street and just, like, buy everything, okay? It was, like, free money. It was like, Mom, Dad, thanks, okay? Like, they had no idea. They thought, like, I don't even know. Like, they thought I was doing, like, educational things with my Entree Plus, but it was, like, free vanilla cappuccinos all the time. You can't get better than that. And then in, like, the summer, you can get, like, free iced vanilla cappuccino.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Your list this time was actually pretty good. My final issue that MSA should address is change the channel lecture format. Now, this is sort of a new idea, an original. Actually, it's the Tyler idea, but I think that it'd be pretty cool if we went to lecture and the professor didn't talk about what you really wanted to talk about. You figured out in the first 5 minutes that the next 50 would be very boring. Well, you got a little remote control connected to all the seats. You just change the channel, and the lecturer would be required to change the subject. Perhaps do something a little more exciting. I don't know, maybe singled out competitions and psych. That would be pretty cool.
Smell this. It's chocolate milk flavor.
Smells like, well, I can't say it actually.
So good.
Anyway, without any further ado, we're going to call on our first guest. He has been showcased on the Beyond the Ivy, a WOLV's own soap opera. Kim is a big fan of his work, I imagine. In fact, it was Kim's idea to get him on the show. His name is, would you like to say his name? Would you like to introduce him this time?
Why, because you can't say it? Okay, Ivan Fadovich.
Welcome, Ivan Fadovich.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Just put this on your sweatshirt.
Yay!
Yeah, just move a little closer.
Hi, Yvonne. What is
Hello,
up?
Kimmy. How you doing?
I'm just doing standing.
Dandy.
Closer there. Thank you there, Yvonne. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
I
Yourself,
just asked
Tyler?
him that.
He didn't answer you.
Well, he's the host, though. He has to.
I'm the host. I have to ask. You went out of
I
turn.
hate that power trip anyway.
Anyway.
Good to be here, Tyler.
Thank you for coming. So basically, tell us what this Beyond the Ivy show is about. Do you have a specific sort of format? I mean, General Hospitals.
Well, it's more like Melrose Place in a college type thing. I guess kind of like a 90210 since that's in college.
I
But
see.
it's not really like a daytime soap opera. We try to make it more like a prime time, more fun soap opera.
I see, more
hot soap opera.
sophisticated.
I heard you have a hot new character coming in.
We do?
Yeah, her name is, I think, Alex Reed.
Alex Reed?
Yeah, you're like closely like tied to her. Yvonne, I'm gonna
Who's-
throw something at you. You know, it's
Oh, it's her. Oh, yes. Kim is playing Alex Reed on the show.
Yes.
My new drug dealer.
That's so cool.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. She should be very good at it. We
I've
always-
never dealt drugs.
Well, we always think you're tripping, so we always hope you are, at least. Anyhow, so do you play a character in the show, Yvonne?
Yes, I play Josh Spencer, the younger brother who has a lot of problems among drugs and some other things.
Ask him about talking to himself.
Do you talk to yourself, Jack?
It's not my fault. The lead writer, Lori Hoffeld, was writing stuff. I had to talk to myself about my relationship problems and some other things that...
Okay, I have a question. Like, let's speak realistically now, okay? And I've mentioned this, like, to my friends. We always talk about this. Okay, like, talking to yourself on TV, do you, like, are you, like, in your house, be like, you're alone, and you're like, I'm going to go up the stairs now and fix myself a sandwich. No, you just go and do it. Nobody, like, talks to themselves.
Exactly.
Sometimes they'll be like, Kim, you're an idiot. Don't make me talk
And that's what we
about
used to
that.
do on the show, but thanks to people like Kim and some
Wait a
other
minute.
people, we got rid of it.
You guys don't do that?
Not really.
Tyler, I knew you were weird.
Anyhow, I'm just kidding, folks. I'm actually more normal than Kimmy.
Right.
But anyway, Yvonne, let me know. You've been working on this for a while. How long? How old is the show? How long
This is
you
the second season of the show.
The second season of the show.
We haven't
so you
started.
made it through the first cut. That's pretty good.
Yes, we have,
pretty
with
good.
great ratings, and we're
Yeah.
number one in our time slot, as Kim would say.
In your time slot. Well, we're number one in our time slot, aren't we?
Because of me. Yeah.
That's
well,
exactly it.
I hear there are auditions coming up.
Yeah, we're having auditions tomorrow. If anyone wants to see tomorrow night, auditions tomorrow, right here.
Actually, Yvonne, this show runs on TV at Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
I mean tonight, right now. Be here now for the audition.
Come about a half an hour.
If you
ago
live
if
in
want.
South Quad, you are
Just
set.
go up right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just go
I don't know
look
what
at the
you get.
camera.
So anyhow, just give me an idea of like what kind of storylines. Are you guys trying to be sophisticated, serious? I mean, you said Beverly
No,
Hills
we're
House.
going to the sex and relationships and drugs, and we started off like everyone was in this big psychology class, but then we've kind of phased the classes out, so we're just
I see.
focusing on the relationships and stuff.
So let me know.
So it's realistically like what college is really like.
Very
So
deep.
basically, this is a way that students at the university who have no other way of doing it, basically,
Well, it's
let
very
out their
the
sexual
issues.
frustrations and
Exactly.
on TV.
Why don't you explain some of the
in
issues?
the
Because these
VCR,
are the
watch it
issues
again.
I'm talking about, like very like down to earth issues that a lot of people experience. What happened on the previous season?
The previous season, well, we had this woman that used to be a lesbian, and she was stalking this other person that killed her brother.
Could happen to anyone.
And what
Actually,
else?
it sounds an awful lot like
Your life?
my life. Yeah. I
Are
used
you
to
stalking
be a-
Kim these days?
No, I used to be
You're
a
a
lesbian.
lesbian?
I used to be, but now I'm just simply not.
You're Lebanese.
I'm Lebanese. Yeah, yeah. I just kept spelling it wrong. But anyhow, thank you very much for coming on, plugging your show, Yvonne.
Oh, that was
thank
so
you.
fun.
It sounds wonderful. I know I'll be recording it every week. It's a weekly show, right?
Maybe monthly or so. We'll have 3 episodes
Well,
next semester.
It's not quantity, it's quality now.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, you might want to think about killing off a certain character if you're worried about quality.
Believe
but-
me, we're having meetings about that.
Oh, we should
Okay.
totally kill off characters.
No, yeah, we've been trying to do the same thing on this show. It's just a little bit more difficult. But
Cameraman?
Yep, exactly.
Our hosts.
Yep. You know what I deal with, right? Anyway, Yvonne, thank you very much for coming on.
I'll see you tomorrow in class.
Okay.
Kimmy will see you tomorrow in class. Ladies and gentlemen, Yvonne Todovich, Beyond the Ivy.
Actually, I'll see you today in class because it's like Wednesday. I would have seen you already.
The mind boggles.
So cool.
Anyhow, actually, we're giving you a spotlight on you exclusive. We have the exclusive MSA coverage, actually. Will Whitesert is on location at the MSA offices right now. I will be able to speak to him if I can just get one of those little headphones over here. And I'll be able to hear what he's saying. We got him. He's going to be a video link up, and I get to ask him a few questions about the MSA elections right now. So if I can just get somebody to come over here, that was sort of a cue before. But okay. The headphones, one of you guys are wearing headphones, and someone's supposed to walk over here. Let me handle them. Thank you very much. Get to listen to them.
No, that's fair.
Anyway,
Is this like a Walkman?
okay. I'm just putting these on. I'm going to get comfortable with... Hey, wait. Actually, did you ever see My Favorite Martian? Did you ever see that? That sort of looks like what I'm... Did you ever see that show? Did you ever see that show?
No.
My Favorite Martians? Anyway. Okay, I feel like this is very bizarre. It's very tight. Is there any brain damage? Have you ever worn these before? Okay. I wonder if I'm looking at the right camera here. Okay, anyway, without any further ado, we're going to send a video link up to Will Whitesert. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Will, can you hear me? Will, how you doing? Will?
Well, I'd have to say that the mood is pretty positive around the MSA offices right now. Of course, last term only 12% of the student body turned out to vote, and they're probably not even going to get that high a turnout this time because there aren't presidential races. But I think that a lot of the MSA reps are hoping that the number of parties, there are 8 parties, they're hoping that 8 parties will draw.
Will, do you realize I haven't asked you a question yet?
Vote. So I think it's pretty positive.
Okay. There are quite a few new political parties this year. Will you briefly describe the new ones and let me know what they stand for and things like that?
Well, there are 3 new political parties, completely new. That would be the Crush the Purple Dinosaur Party, the Slumber Party, and the Nihilist Party. And there's also the Victors Party, which is not really new. It was around in the past, but had sort of been inactive for the last couple of years. Starting with the Crush the Purple Dinosaur Party, they're really more a lot of individual candidates running under sort of a funny name. They don't really have a platform as far as for the whole party. They're really relying on the fact that of their experience. They're running 2 incumbents, David Burden and Mike Panuski, and they're hoping that that will propel.
Hey,
the
Will, you got a
rest
little
of
smaller there for a second there.
The Nihilist Party
Anyway, there
is
you
very
are.
big into funding student groups. They are
Actually,
very much
keep the
opposed
picture right
to
there.
the Project Serve BBN funding because they think that it's an individual group that other people aren't involved in. They want to basically stop that increase and then take the money the MSA has now. Right now, the budget is only about 50% to student groups. They want to make it so it's 75 or 80% student groups and cut out a lot of the internal waste in the assembly. The Victors Party is pretty much a conservative coalition. Nick Kirk, the president of the College Republicans, is running with that party, and I think that they are just going to try to look out for the interests of the conservative students on campus. And one of their big things is they want to make the student fee refundable.
Oh, that's very interesting. Well,
And let's see,
very
and
interesting.
of course there is the Slumber Party, which is
yeah, I spoke about
a lot
Slumber
of they say that the university has turned students into dollar signs, and they're worried more about money than about our education. They're worried about things like printing costs, cutting out printing costs, improving parking, things like that. And they say they're not a joke party.
Okay, anyway, Will, in some of the campaigns they do, they've accused the incumbents of being basically being resume stuffers. Is there any validity to that? The resume stuffer idea?
Well, I think that maybe some of the people in the assembly are looking to boost resumes. I wouldn't really say stuff resumes, but I mean, being on a student government at the University of Michigan is always going to look at record. But I think that people that are involved in the assembly are people that care enough to come to the meetings, get involved, and work, get elected, and that they're the kind of people that are going to have a good resume regardless of whether they're on the assembly or not.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Has ethics been a problem in this election, Will? Is it a lot of mudslinging going on around in there? Will? Ethics been a problem? William? Ethics!
Problem. I think all the parties have gotten along pretty well. I attended the debates and from all 8 parties, and there really weren't a lot of fighting in between. The Liberty Party and the United People's Coalition differed on some issues, but all in all, I'd say that the parties are getting along pretty well, and they're just hoping to.
Either there's a breakup in the satellite, the audio seems to be going in and out, or Will has a cold. So just bear with us. And is there a sense that the Michigan party, or Dan Sirota in particular, has resorted to cheesy and rather inflated images of himself to get himself reelected? Has that been a problem there, Dan Sirota?
Well, I'd have to say that most people on campus have seen his name in huge letters on diag boards. Dan Sirota, vote for Dan Sirota. But I think that's he's told that.
Actually,
you wanna come over and
Will, who are you talking to?
a few words to WOLV to answer questions about the election. This is Andy Shore. He's an independent running
what the hell?
For election.
Ask him what he's doing there. He's supposed to be here in the studio.
That Rhoda has. Do you think that that's a little bit overboard, or that it's going to help get him elected? I mean,
Will,
huge block letters.
Well, everyone needs name recognition, but yeah.
Will, what is he doing there? Ask him what he's doing there. What is he?
You went a little overboard. You don't need to get every board on campus to people know who you are, and if you say to people that he's going to get on his name recognition right now, I think it's pretty unnecessary. What it does is it takes up space.
This is the most absolute pointless satellite link up I've ever seen. You can't understand anything they're saying.
Oh,
Will,
that's very interesting. I
please,
guess Dan
make some
Shorta
sense
told me
here.
that the boards really aren't like $6 a week, but that you have to get up very, very early to rent them, and so that's the hardest part of getting. I guess, and he really gotten up early to put his names.
I forgot to tell Will to speak in English.
How are you your name, increasing name recognition out on campus? I mean, obviously your name is all over the diag board, but.
Will, can you do me a favor? If there's any kind of audio link up at all, tell Andy Shorter to get his
people that
butt
I know
over
and
to the
reminding them
studio.
that
He's
I'm
supposed to be
running
here.
again. I'm imagining that people, hoping that people know who I am, reading articles, reading the daily, and seeing what I'm doing already, and they're not, then we'll be out there on the days of election, probably the day before election, talking to people. I'm doing things more conservative, like I'm trying not to poster. I haven't put up one poster yet. I probably will put up a few just to remind people that I'm running, but I'm not going to do this postering bullets kind of where I'm just letting people I know. I'm alerting them that I'm going to be running again, and hopefully they'll vote for me, and if they come out, good.
Do me a favor,
I
Will.
see.
Pat him on the butt.
Well, thanks a lot. I'm going to go ahead and take some more questions from Greg.
He just did. He did. You saw him smile? Andy smiled. Anyway. I had another question there, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Will's not listening to me. He's not answering my questions anyway. You can come and get this.
I don't either.
You don't what?
Listen to you.
Well, that's good. In fact,
Actually, I drew you a picture. Can we get it?
Tyler's rude. This is Tyler's rude. There
Can
we
we get
go.
the face? This puppy?
Okay, anyway, without further ado, we'll call on our last guest. He's an independent member of MSA. He's on the Assembly. He's running for re-election, but he hasn't been campaigning very hard. You haven't seen his name around anywhere. He ran for president last year. He lost to Fiona Rose and Probir Mehta, who is in charge at the moment. He dropped his affiliation with, I believe, the Wolverine Party to become an independent, not to take, and so that he wouldn't take part in any bipartisan politics. He's a man for himself. Many would say he's sort of a maverick on MSA. You'll like him, Kim. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring out Andy Shore from MSA. You have the microphone there, Mr. Shore.
Thanks.
First things first, Andy. Do you mind if I call you Andy?
I don't mind.
Okay, well.
I prefer it.
I like
okay,
your
good.
sweater.
Thank you.
First things first, Andy. You changed your clothes and you got over here from the MSA offices in less than 2 minutes. There's got to be some sort of record, especially with the elevators. Did you use the
You know,
stairs?
I didn't use the elevators. I used the stairs, and I have to admit, it's campaign season. Got to be everywhere, so
I see.
I'm here.
I see. So you're here, and you're reaching out to all the voters in our audience. Am I correct? Is this a campaign ploy on your part?
Not really, no. It's,
Are you using me to get votes?
absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely?
Do you
Absolutely.
know that like one of Andy's friends is like one of my best friends?
I'm sorry. She must have a
Nice
lot of
person.
patience, actually. She must be a really very kind, very warm,
Very patient person.
Thanks.
very patient
Yes,
person.
they are. All of the sorority are, seems to me.
I see. So it's a great thing.
Could be.
Mr. Short, I have one quick question. I didn't get to ask Will. I really wanted to ask Will. Is there any indication whatsoever, is there any reason to believe that there might be, that anyone, any student at all, would be paying attention to the elections this semester?
Should be. I think the students should pay attention to the elections every semester.
Is there any indication that they're going to this time?
Not yet, no. We
No.
don't have a vote tabulated yet, so we don't know the turnout. We don't know how many
Yeah.
are going to be there. Not a clue.
So you have a vote on who's going to vote?
No. No, we
I
don't.
just got really lost.
That's sort of a weird system, huh, Kimmy?
Well, you just said that like you didn't know like who was going to vote.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, Mr. Shore, you've been, Andy, you've been described by other assembly members as being sort of a stick in the mud to the establishment. Someone who creates a lot of trouble for the Fiona and Probir, not necessarily for ideological reasons, but just to be difficult. I mean, you've been described that way. I'm just wondering how you feel about that.
Well, I am difficult to Fiona and Probir, but I'm difficult with them because sometimes they try and do things that they shouldn't be doing, and a lot of the assembly members don't care, don't want to take the time to discuss it, and I do. And I think that if they try and do something that they're not supposed to do, then I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to, if it pisses them off, and that's the breaks, I'm going to make sure that it gets done and gets done right, and I'm going to keep on them.
Can I ask a
I
question?
think Kim might have a
Okay,
question.
like we were discussing all these like things that we would want MSA to do.
Go ahead.
What do you think about getting good tampons in the girls' bathroom?
I haven't taken a stand on that quite yet, and I haven't heard about that, but if that's an issue, hey, bring it up to MSA and see what they say. What do I personally think?
Would you do something about it?
Sure, I would do whatever I possibly can to help you out.
Totally
very-
voting.
It sounds like a very loaded answer. Did you understand? It's a very political answer. He said, I will do whatever I possibly can. So when nothing gets done, he can just say, I didn't have anybody working with me,
That's not
things
true.
like that.
That's not true.
Not true?
Nope, I haven't yet made a promise to do something without actually working on it.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
if I get,
Tyler, like, you need to
that was Andy Shore,
relax.
who's running as independent.
Thank you, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, I just want to say that I've actually gone to a few MSA meetings, unlike my counterpart here, and the whole stick in the mud sort of label, I would have to say is unfairly put upon you.
Thank you.
Just so we're on the record here. But having said that, some of these other issues,
You guys have like the same haircut.
thank you. Some
Like
of these
the
other
blowout.
some of these other issues, like the change the channel lecture format, how viable do you think that is, politically speaking?
politically speaking or actually speaking? Politically speaking, I mean, you can work on it. I doubt it's ever going to happen. To tell you the truth.
Really?
I don't think we have that kind of influence over the professors.
See, that's too bad, because where the real change needs to be made, MSA simply just doesn't have the power, I guess.
Not in the way a professor teaches. I'd have to assume not.
Yeah, I see. I want to get back to something you said earlier, though. You said when Fiona and Kirby are doing something they shouldn't be doing. Is there anything specific that you remember? And there's a time when...
Sure. Last week. Last week.
Don't go too far back,
I'm trying not to. Last week, Fiona told the Daily that she may not support the ballot increases if they pass.
Yeah.
And that's something that she doesn't have the power to do. If the students say that they want to increase their fee for whatever reasons, then she's bound to support that. And whether it was a miscommunication or whatever, I'm going to be there. If I get reelected, I'm going to be on the assembly to say to her, the students said this, and anything that we do, we get the power from the students, and got to follow through on what they want, or else there's no reason for us to be there in the first place.
I see. I understand. It doesn't make much sense to have no mandate as a.
Is this your hair? This is not my color.
It might be Yvonne's.
Oh.
Why don't you go ask him?
Yvonne?
Go ask him. We'll go on with the show.
No.
If he's not here, find him.
I don't want to play.
Oh, okay. Yeah, too bad. But anyhow, let's see here. Dean Baker, regent for many, many years, didn't get reelected. What do you think of that? Did you ever work with Dean Baker?
I've not personally worked with Dean Baker. I'm a Democrat. I worked on the Democratic campaign.
Yeah.
I'm a Democrat.
So personally, I like to see Democrats on the Board of Regents because they share the views that I share personally. Dean Baker, I don't like his conservative views necessarily, but he hasn't been terrible for the students while I've been here. He voted no on tuition increases several times, and that's good. And he voted against the code of student conduct, which I'm against. So those two votes, hey, I respect the man for that, but I don't believe in his views most of the time. And I think it's good that we have some change on the regents because he's been there 24 years. It's nice to see some new people in the position. I actually know one of the two new regents personally because I worked with her on the campaign, and it'll be nice to have new blood there.
How long have you been with MSA?
I've been involved in MSA for about 3 years. I've been elected to MSA for 1 year, but I've been involved for about 3 years now.
Okay. And this is your last year. You're graduating.
Yeah, graduating in May.
You're going off to join the Democratic ranks in politics in D.C. or Lansing? Or?
Maybe. It would be nice. I'd love to have a job in Lansing and D.C. I'd love to have a job, as all seniors that graduate would. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I won't. I haven't gotten there yet, and I'd like to possibly go back to grad school and maybe one day run for office, state government, national government.
Okay. Well, good luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck, Mr. Shore.
Nice being here. Seeing
Bye.
you guys.
You can stay right here. We're just going to say goodbye. Next week, actually, we don't have any shows next week. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving. To those of you who don't,
Don't eat too much.
don't eat too much. To those of you who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, don't eat too much.
Because you can feel really bloated and not feel good about yourself.
Words of wisdom from Kimmy. Once again, we can expect no less from Kimmy. But seriously, folks, enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll be back on December 3rd to tape. I believe that's a Tuesday, whatever that Tuesday is.
The 3rd.
The 3rd, thank you very much. December 3rd to tape, December 4th to start running the shows on WOLV Channel 70 if you live in the dorm. Otherwise, you'll have to get the bootleg videotapes of the show. And there are a lot of those going around, considering the audience we could attract every night. Anyway, thank you very much for joining the show. With Kimmy, Tyler, all of us here at Spotlight on You, I'd like to say thank you for viewing. Have a good evening, have a good week.
Ciao.
Thank you very much.